Hey guys, Tuesday morning coffee here. I'm here with the head coach, Kermit Davis of Middle Tennessee State University. Coach, thanks for being with us today.
Well, I appreciate it, John.
We're right on the eve. Actually played our first exhibition game last week, and in our first home game, and we're on the kind of on the cusp of a big season ahead of you. Kermit is the all-time winningest coach here at MTSU. And he's about to go into his 11th season, coming off one of the best seasons that he's ever had. And there's a lot of excitement in there about Blue Raider basketball. In fact, I was at the kickoff banquet a few weeks ago, and that was amazing. I couldn't believe how many people were there.
It was good, John. You know, we had over 600 people at the tip-off celebration, and I didn't really kind of want it to be more of an entertaining thing. I tried to want it to be more for the fans and the players, and I think it hit the right nerve. Jimmy Dykes
was awesome.
Was terrific, and Aaron and Thea Tippin, and then Marcos Knight. He played a gospel song. He could play for 2 hours. I mean, he's terrific.
He is good.
So it was just a good mix, and had a fun night.
It was awesome, and a lot of excitement in the air. What's the outlook this year? I know you're pretty excited about it, and tell a little bit about the team and what you got coming back.
You know, what I enjoy about it is that we really have a lot of fun coming to the gym every day. When you're around, as you know, John, you've been around athletics your whole life. When you're around guys that are highly motivated, self-starting, they're good people off the floor. We've got 11 of our top 13 back, so we've got a mature, experienced team. We still have to, I'm a huge believer, you still have to recreate your identity no matter how many people you have coming back. So we're in the process of that. We're off to a good start. We scrimmaged Murray State, played well there. I thought we played well in our exhibition game, and shot the lights out of it that night.
Sounds like y'all
did pretty good. A couple in our pockets.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, don't use them all up.
So it's been good. So we're excited.
Coach, tell me a little bit about any newcomers for the fans that they haven't seen before coming in this year.
Yeah, John, two of them. Trentel Knight, his nickname is Tweety. It's Marcos Knight's brother, and he's a real powerful point guard who he played good in the scrimmage against Murray. Had 7 assists the other night, 4 rebounds, did well. Nico Hunter is about 6'7", 225, can really shoot it. I think he had 10 points, 8 rebounds, led us in rebounding at Murray. So he's going to add some really good depth, and both of them have really fit in real nicely with our team.
That's awesome. I'm going to regress a little bit. Your father was a head coach at a major college as you were growing up. I'm assuming you were a gym rat. Were you in the gym every day?
Every day. I mean, I tell everybody, John, I lived this storied childhood. The guy just loved hoops. I mean, every day, whether he came from the 4-year-old nursery or kindergarten, my mom picked me up and dropped us off at the gym. We rode home with Dad whenever he came home, me and my brother. My brother and I are a year apart. That's all we knew. We just stayed there and shot and drove the players crazy, drove him crazy while he's trying to practice, and me and my brother fighting on the side one-on-one, So it was a fun deal. So we grew up in it, and that's just really all I knew.
At what age did you know that's what you wanted to do as far as getting into coaching?
It's 5 years old. Now, my brother knew he didn't.
I'm sure after your NBA career, right, at 5 years old.
Yeah, I can tell it was about 10. It was no NBA.
So what's your brother do now?
He's in the furniture business and fabric business. My dad, after he left coaching, John got into the furniture business with the Mississippi National Furniture Market, and so my brother got into it. He's done really well. He lives in Olive Branch. He comes to a ton of games, and also I have a younger sister that is also in the fabric and furniture industry.
I got you. Okay. Now, you were a pretty young age when you got your first head coaching job at an NCAA school, Idaho, correct?
Right.
How old were you?
I was 28. I was the youngest Division I head coach in the country. When I just turned 24, I was the youngest junior college coach in the country. In fact, I think I had 2 players older than me. And I looked like a student. They checked my dang ID.
What was that experience like, being so young? And
It was great. And I was at this little junior college at Southwest, which they gave me an unbelievable opportunity at that age. It was fun for me. I made a lot of mistakes at a young age, but at a place where nobody really noticed, as far as, but it was great. And we turned around a program that just had won no games in 4 years to winning right around 40 games in 2 years.
Now, you played collegiately at Idaho, correct?
At Mississippi State.
At Mississippi State,
yeah.
Okay.
I'd use the word play loosely.
Okay. No, that's all right. I don't know why.
But I did. I was on scholarship at Mississippi State. I told this story the other day, John. Willie Donick, we were doing a coaches versus cancer deal, and Kevin Stallings was on him about him being a bad player at Vanderbilt. And I told Willie, I said, Willie, there's one guy in the SEC you're better than, and that was me. I said, on my senior plaque, they do all these most points and stuff. It says Kermit Davis, one of the most personable players in the Southeastern Conference. That sums up my career pretty well.
I got you. That's all right. You were out there doing it, man. Who is the best player you've ever coached? From a talent standpoint.
From a talent standpoint, when I was at LSU, Stromile Swift.
Okay.
Just from I was the assistant coach.
He jumped pretty well.
Oh, his talent level was off the chart. He was the second player picked in the draft, and but to see Stromile, he was a great kid, and just see him develop. He was a real kind of kid that really knew not a lot about basketball when he got there, and just turned into this monster, that made all kind of money in the NBA.
Right. Did you ever have the opportunity to meet Pete Maravich?
Yep, when I was a young kid. Obviously he was my idol growing up.
Was he?
And I was in the gym when like Joe Dean Sr. would do and Pete Maravich, and he would tour around and do Converse clinics. I met him when he was a freshman at LSU, and my dad was the assistant basketball coach at Mississippi State. Press let us stay, and me and my brother and watched Pete and those guys practice a little bit, and we were just in awe of this cat that was doing nothing and doing everything that nobody ever attempted to do.
Wow. What has been your most exciting moment as a coach?
It'd have to be when that first year I was 28, and it was 1989, and we were playing our arch rival, Boise State. And there was 13,000 people.
Did they have a blue basketball court?
They did. They had the blue where the three-pointer, the first team in college basketball that ever started within the three-point line, it was all blue. And it was orange, the big Bronco head. It was like the coolest thing any player and all of us have ever seen. So we went down, they had a great team. We tied for them in the regular championship. So it was a nationally televised game, the late game, ESPN. Whoever won with the NCAA tournament, and it was just a knockdown, drag out. We won at the end to go to the NCAA tournament, and that was a big thrill.
Out of all your years in coaching, what has been the most disappointing defeat?
One of them was last year with the Arkansas State game, because it was a game that, obviously Arkansas State played well. I think I felt so bad for our players. I felt bad for our school. Not so much for me personally, but it was just for our players. And I knew what kind of team we had.
Sure.
And we went down the stretch and missed like 6 straight free throws. And sometimes those tournament games, John, you can struggle, but you just got to make free throws to get yourself to the next round, and you may play great the next round. And we just couldn't get through it. So I thought that locker room was probably one of the most heartfelt experience I ever had for those guys.
Well, but they regrouped and made us all very proud in the NIT.
You're right.
With some big wins. And it says a lot about that team.
It does. It's exactly right. I never forget. We got the next morning, watched the tape at 6 o'clock in the morning, and put it to bed, drove back to Murfreesboro the next day, and had one of the best weeks of practice. You knew we were going to play well.
Right.
And we did. And it was a fun ride.
I think we were on some kind of break last year. I was down in Destin when y'all were playing UT at one of the restaurants there. I was just so proud of MTSU that night. And
that was probably here, and maybe in my career, that would have to rank right up with that one in Idaho years ago, just because of what it meant, again, to the players and for the fans.
Sure.
For a Blue Raider fan to be able to walk around the state of Tennessee, knowing on national TV we'd beaten kind of the big dog in the state, and a really good team. So that was fun.
Yeah. Well, Coach, thank you so much. We wish you the best of luck this year. You'll be coming back home. Let's see, you got Savannah State tonight, Florida on the 18th at Florida, UCF. Then you'll be coming back home on the 24th with Texas Southern. A couple other key games. December 5th will be at home against UAB. December 8th, Ole Miss.
Right.
I'm sure they're going to have a chip on their shoulder.
They will. They will.
And then, of course, kind of a big one coming up that ought to be a lot of fun is December 21st at Bridgestone against Vanderbilt.
Yes, it's a really good home schedule, and like you said, the next opportunity will be, it's a Saturday, we play football against Troy, and then right at the football game, we start our game in Murphy Center, so a big doubleheader on that Saturday.
On the 18th?
No, the 24th of November.
Okay,
Texas
okay.
Southern.
Gotcha, the Southern game. All right, good deal. Well, thanks a lot, Coach, and we wish you the best this year. And everybody come out and watch them. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great product, and something to be very proud of if you're from this Murfreesboro community.
All right, thanks so much, John. Thank you.